I'll never forget the moment it happened. We were in Paris, my dream vacation. My husband, the kids, and I have been planning this trip for months. I'm talking about detailed itineraries, the perfect Airbnb, even finding the best patisseries. The kids were over the moon, and we couldn't wait to explore. But the first morning, the unthinkable happened. My youngest, Emma, who's always been the clumsy one, took a bad fall in the hotel lobby. She slipped on the polished floor, and in an instant, she was crying out in pain, clutching her wrist. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, oh, she's probably fine. But as any parent knows, that sound, the way she was holding her arm, the fear in her eyes, I knew it was bad. I tried to keep my cool, but inside, I was panicking. I mean, we're in a foreign country, and my daughter could have broken her wrist. What if we couldn't find a doctor? What if it was more serious than I realized? Suddenly, the whole vacation, the entire trip, felt like it was slipping through my fingers. We rushed to the ER, and thankfully, the injury wasn't as severe as I feared, just a sprain. But the whole experience left me shaken. The hospital visit, the language barrier, the uncertainty, it made me realize just how vulnerable we were without a safety net. That's when I learned something the hard way. Travel insurance? It's not just a nice to have. It's a must-have, especially when you're traveling with kids. You just never know what's going to happen. Kids are accident-prone, no matter how careful you are, and if anything happens, you need to know that you're covered. But here's the thing, travel insurance isn't just about covering medical costs. It's about peace of mind. We've all heard the horror stories, right? Someone gets sick, they miss a flight, or their luggage gets lost, and then they're stuck with expenses that could bankrupt them. I'll tell you, after that hospital trip in Paris, I couldn't imagine having to pay out of pocket for something like that. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when you're abroad with kids. We ended up needing an emergency flight home a couple of days later, and guess what? The insurance covered it. If we hadn't had that, we would have been out thousands of dollars. I'll never forget the relief I felt, knowing that the unexpected wasn't going to completely wreck us financially. But here's the real kicker. It's not just about avoiding the worst-case scenario. Travel insurance can actually make your experience better. When you're not constantly worrying about what happens if something goes wrong, you can truly enjoy your time. So, here's my tip for you, especially if you're planning a trip with your little ones. Don't skimp on travel insurance. Do your homework. Get a policy that covers medical emergencies, trip interruptions, lost baggage, and even cancellations. And this is where I'm going to be real with you. I found a gem of an insurance provider, Auras.insure. Now, I'm not here to give you some scripted sales pitch. Trust me, I don't do that. But after that trip, I realized how much I rely on them. Their coverage is solid, and the process is so easy. I had peace of mind that I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. I'd recommend it as a life-saving travel insurance hack, not just as something you check off your to-do list, but something that genuinely has your back when you need it most. You can find a link in the description. But more importantly, I just want you to remember that travel insurance is not just for the worst-case scenario. It's for making sure you can enjoy the good moments, and that when life throws you a curveball, you're ready. You've got a safety net. So, before you pack your bags for that dream trip, make sure you've packed your insurance too. It's a small step that can make all the difference when you're traveling with the people you love most.